We do have breaking news right now. We're learning about a possible hostage situation in downtown Buffalo. Police are asking people around the Lafayette Square area to stay clear of the area while they deal with that. We do have a crew on the scene. Now let's hear more from Hannah Bueller. Hannah, what can you tell us right now?
Good afternoon. We are on the corner of Elm and Broadway here at an apparent hostage situation. At least that's what we're hearing as of right now at a pawn shop. Now, Buffalo police have moved us back quite far here during this situation. There are multiple police cars on scene. We did see a helicopter also go by just moments ago. They are working to move all pedestrians or anyone who is working in these businesses, I'm told, quite far back behind the tape. That's where we are right now. This is, again, as close as Buffalo police will let us, but I am told by a police source that there is an individual inside of the pawn shop who apparently was trying to rob the pawn shop. That's allegedly what we're being told right now. So again, this is as far as we are at this point. Again, Buffalo police telling us at this point it does appear to be an apparent hostage situation. They are pushing all pedestrians back here. Just moments ago, actually, someone who works at the library asked Buffalo police if he could go inside to work. They said no, he needs to come back here. And again, we are on the corner of Elm and Broadway. This apparently happening just on the corner near Oak Street. We will, of course, continue to update you on this situation via social media and online. We're live in Buffalo today. Hannah Bueller, 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Hannah. And just to reiterate, we're dealing with a possible hostage situation that's in downtown Buffalo on Broadway. Police are asking people to avoid the area around Lafayette Square. They believe this might be connected to an attempted robbery there, and we'll continue to bring you live updates as they become available. We'll be right back. We do have breaking news to report right now. We're following a possible hostage situation at a Buffalo pawn shop. It's also a possible attempted robbery. 7 Eyewitness News reporter Hannah Bueller is live there right now. Hannah, what can you tell us?
Laura, right now we are on the corner of Elm and Broadway. We are pushed back quite far from where the situation is, and I must note that the SWAT team is on scene at this point. Now, they are moving people back. There are multiple police cars on scene, multiple police presence. They have moved people back so far as about 2 to 3 blocks. Just a little bit ago, we saw the police helicopter. Again, this situation developing just around 9:30 in Lafayette Square at this pawn shop, and we are told that this is an apparent hostage situation. That is just about all the information that we are receiving as of right now. I did speak with a police source who said also that it is a possible attempted robbery at this point. Again, we're on the corner of Elm and Broadway. This is as close as they will let us, Buffalo police, at this point right now. We're going to continue to monitor this situation and bring you the latest online and on our social media websites as well. We're live in Buffalo today. Hannah Bueller, 7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Hannah Bueller. And again, as Hannah said, we are following a possible hostage situation. It's also a possible robbery at a Buffalo pawn shop that's on Broadway. All of the streets around that area are closed right now, so police are asking you to stay away from Lafayette Square. We don't know if there have been any injuries. We haven't heard of any so far yet this morning. We also don't know how many people are inside the building. We're working to get all of this information for you right now. Stay with us here at WKBW and make sure you follow us on social media. We'll bring you the very latest. Welcome back. I'm Laura Gray. We continue to following breaking news for you right now. There is a confirmed hostage situation happening in downtown Buffalo and a possible attempted robbery as well. We've been following this for you since about 9:30 this morning. This happening at the corner of Broadway and Elm, and we do have live team coverage for you right now. Let's check in with 7 Eyewitness News reporter Hannah Bueller and Rachel Alzafan.
I just spoke with a Buffalo police spokesperson who tells me these are the facts. Just before 9:30, the call came in for a hostage situation. I'm going to step out of the way here so you can see what we're talking about. We're talking about the pawn shop on Broadway and Elm. Now, SWAT and SWAT hostage management has been called to the scene. Buffalo police urging everyone to avoid this area at all costs. And actually, just in the last few minutes since our last report here, I have seen an extreme amount of traffic that is not coming down Elm. So people are starting to listen. They are starting to avoid this heavily populated area here in downtown Buffalo. Now, it is important to note that there is SWAT on the scene, but there have been no shots fired at this point and no injuries to report to you at this time. Again, SWAT and hostage management on the scene. Buffalo police confirm it is a hostage situation inside of the pawn shop. I spoke with the owner of a coffee shop next door. He tells me shortly after 9:30 he was told to evacuate his business as well as his residence. He was told first that it was an attempted suicide situation inside the pawn shop. Next, he was told that there were hostages inside and he needed to move. Now, this area, in and around this area, several blocks blocked off in this heavily populated area here in downtown Buffalo. We are on the corner of Elm and Broadway. We have been pushed back, and again, like I mentioned before, I do not see as much traffic heading down Elm Street. So people are starting to listen to Buffalo Police's request to kind of not and avoid this area at all costs. Again, this came through around 9:30, a hostage call, no shots fired, no one is injured at this point. This is what we know. We just know the facts here. We have been blocked off quite far from the actual scene, but we do have 7 Eyewitness News reporter Kendra Eaglin. She is on the other side of this situation. And 7 Eyewitness News reporter Rachel Elzafan has been talking to a lot of people here who have kind of crowded behind this crime scene tape. Tell me a little bit about what you have heard.
Well, that's right, Hannah. One of those persons, of course, the person evacuated that you spoke about earlier. But as you can see, quite a few people here. And I actually did speak with one person, came here, tears in his eyes, very concerned. He got a call that there is a possibility that he may have a family member inside. And of course, a lot of people here just taking pictures, looking at the video, trying to figure out what is going on, trying to make sense of all of this. We will be here throughout this entire situation. Once again, no shots fired, no injuries reported, and of course, we will bring you the latest both on air, online, and on social media. Live from downtown Buffalo, for Hannah Bueller, I'm Rachel Elzafan, 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you. And we do know that since the situation is developing, police are pushing people further and further away from this scene because it is a developing hostage situation right now. So let's go over to Desiree Wiley. She's been checking the roadways around there. She can tell you which areas to avoid.
Yeah, Laura, right now that blue flashing dot on the screen is actually where that pawn shop is. So it's at the corner of Broadway, which is that purple line running through your screen. Ellicott, that blue line. So it's right there at the corner, right across from the library. Right now, my speeds are very low in that area, probably because not many travelers on those roadways. Oak Street, just the street above, and then WKBW Cruise. If you bear with me, I'm going to move the map just a little bit. I'll draw the lines back on your screen so you can see that this purple line here is Oak, and WKBW Cruise will be at this red line here, which is Elm Street. Elm and Broadway is where WKBW is right now, so we're about 2 blocks back, so it is a big portion of that area that is blocked off right now. Back to you, Laura.
Thank you, Desiree. We appreciate that. Now, the library is directly across the street from the pawn shop where this hostage situation is happening. Right now on the phone, we have Mary Jean Jagabowski. Mary Jean, what can you tell us? What did you find out from police about the situation?
Well, basically what we have found out is that there is a situation that is unfolding at the pawnbrokers across the street from us to the north of our building on Broadway. They have asked us to keep everyone away from our north side windows. We have also taken the initiative to shut down both our Ellicott Street and our Oak Street entrances. That is precautionary. Those streets are blocked off. Our Washington Street entrance is an entrance that is remaining open. It's not that we are encouraging people to come in, but we do have people in the building and feel very much it is safer for folks to stay in our building that are here than to be out there on the street with this unfolding situation.
So, Mary Jean, they haven't evacuated you. We've heard some reports that some workers in the area have been told to stay inside their building, that they're not allowed to leave right now. Have you been been told to stay inside?
We have not been told that at this time. We are certainly encouraging our staff to and our patrons to remain in the building, again looking out for the safety for everyone who is under our roof.
And we haven't heard any reports of shot fired. Have you heard anything like that? And tell us what you've
No,
seen.
absolutely not. We've heard nothing on no shots fired. We have heard nothing about anything to that regard.
And how did this all go down? So at 9:30, did you notice the police presence? Did they come straight to you and let you know about the situation?
A police presence was noticed. We do have security staff in our building. They noticed, and we also noticed that streets were being blocked off. Our security then became in contact with the Buffalo Police Force. They began just simply saying to us, you know, keep people away from the windows. That's what we're asking you to do. We remain in contact with them as they have pushed back the barriers. You know, we are taking measures inside to keep people off the north side of our building. You know, people are still in the building. They're using our computers. We're keeping them safe and away from those windows. We are waiting for further instructions from them and fully cooperating with the police.
Mary Jean, about how many people do you have in the building?
Right now, you know, between staff and patrons, I would say probably a couple of hundred people are throughout this building. It's a very large building. It is a large building, and we are able to accommodate everyone who is currently in the building on the south side.
And again, you haven't been evacuated. We do have some reports of people in other buildings. They haven't been evacuated, but they've been asked to stay inside the building until all of this is over. But you are free to come and go out of the library right now.
Yes, we are, but we are taking great precautions when doing that. If our patrons are leaving the building, they are only allowed to leave via the Washington Street exit. That is the very front of our building. Our guards are escorting them partially down our ramp to ensure that they're going south. They are not heading north. We are suggesting to our staff, you know, that they also stay inside the building. You know, it's important again, and this is all precautionary, and it's for the safety of those who are under our roof.
All right, Mary Jean Jagobowski from the Buffalo Library, thank you so much for all of that information. We appreciate it. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. We have been following breaking news for you all morning. There is a hostage situation and a possible robbery. This happening at a Buffalo pawn shop on Broadway in Elm in downtown Buffalo. And again, we have been following this for you this morning. Right now on the phone, we have NFTA spokesperson Doug Hartmeyer. Doug, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Good morning.
And Doug, what can you tell us?
Well, based on the situation, as you know, streets around Lafayette Square and the Buffalo Library are closed, and that's affecting 6 of our Metro bus routes, specifically routes number 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 24. Now, they are running, so people who are taking those routes just need to get to a bus stop outside of the perimeter area, and they will be able to take that specific route or routes. And I might add that Metro Rail has not been affected. It is running its complete length on schedule.
Okay, thank you, Doug. So buses are not running on schedule in that area. Metro Rail is running. Around what time did you have to make these adjustments?
We made them basically as soon as we were notified by the Buffalo Police Department that the perimeter was going to be secured. Our Surface Planning Department took the necessary precautions to reroute those specific buses that would be affected.
Okay, thank you, Doug. And I imagine that this will be indefinitely as well. Thank you for that information. Again, we just want to recap for you if you're just tuning in. We do have breaking news for you that there is a hostage situation. This is happening in downtown Buffalo. This happened about 9:30 this morning. We do have live team coverage right now. We have 7 Eyewitness News reporter Rachel Alzapon and Hannah Bueller. They're live in downtown Buffalo with more.
Go. Hannah.
Well, this, of course, is an apparent hostage situation that we have been bringing to you all morning long. This apparently started a little bit before 9:30 at the pawn shop, just a few blocks behind me here on Broadway Street. A good chunk of this area closed off to the public. We are told, again, this is a hostage situation. And if you take a look, Oak street usually very busy, not a single car moving down through this area right now. So this is certainly affecting traffic in the area. Police want everybody to be safe. They are urging everybody to stay clear of this area. The stretches from here at Elm and Broadway all the way through Lafayette Square. A very heavy police presence here. The SWAT team is here. We saw the helicopter up in the air, and even though police are saying please stay away from this area, a lot of people have come to this scene. We actually have seen some people with tears in their eyes, of course, concerned about anybody who might be inside that pawn shop there. Once again, a very tense situation here at the scene, and I am joined now by Hannah Bueller. We have both been talking to people all morning, witnesses, people who were one man who was evacuated from his business. Hannah, what have you learned most recently?
Well, Rachel, I just spoke with Buffalo Police spokesperson Mike DeGeorge, who tells me that this was a hostage call, came through right at 9:30. I am told new information, Erie County Sheriffs are on scene as well as NFTA Police. They are assisting in this, but it is Buffalo SWAT on scene at this point. I am also told that SWAT and hostage management on scene as well. Now, you can't see too much of the police activity because we are backed up quite far. We are about 2 blocks. We are on Elm and Broadway at this point. Police are saying this pawn shop which is the Metro Loan pawn shop, is on the first block of Broadway. Police urging everyone to stay away from this area. This is a heavily populated area here in downtown Buffalo, and there is incredible police presence, but there are also many streets blocked off here in downtown Buffalo. So police urging everyone to stay away. Again, no injuries to report at this hour, and there have been no shots fired. That is very important. This is an apparent hostage situation, but no shots fired at this point and no injuries to report. Now, I am told by a witness who owns the Perks coffee shop next door that this began as an apparent suicide, then it switched to a hostage situation and an attempted robbery. He said Buffalo Police told him that there were 2 to several hostages inside, but again, that is not coming directly from Buffalo Police. That is just coming from a witness here on the scene. Just in the last few minutes, many people in surrounding businesses nearby, they have binoculars. They are looking out their windows, trying to figure out exactly what is happening here, but all we can tell you, all we can report at this point is we are on Elm and Broadway, the hostage situation happening at the pawn shop on the first block of Broadway, and police urging everyone to stay clear of this area, do not congregate in this area, although, as Rachel mentioned, there are a lot of people who are wondering what's going on. They're congregating here right along Elm and Broadway. They're wondering what's going on, but even I had mentioned Buffalo Police, they're not even really letting us go anywhere. My car is blocked in on a parking lot just a little bit away from where we are right now. Police told me I can't even move, so they are very serious about this, taking the situation very seriously. We are, of course, continuing to follow this breaking news. We will keep you updated on exactly what is happening here in downtown Buffalo, of course, online and on our social media websites as well. We're live in downtown Buffalo. For Rachel Elzafan, I'm Hannah Bueller for 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Rachel and Hannah. And I just want to recap for you, just in case you're just turning us on right now. We're following a hostage situation in downtown Buffalo. This is happening at a pawn shop on Broadway and Elm. Right now, we haven't heard about any injuries. We don't know exactly how many people are inside that pawn shop right now. We're still trying to find out some of that information, and we haven't heard anything about shots fired. We do know that some people right now are stuck in their office buildings. They're not allowed to leave. We haven't heard about any evacuations, but we know that some people are in their offices. They're being told to stay inside indefinitely as police are dealing with this hostage situation. They're trying to keep people pretty far back, as you can imagine, because they don't know exactly what they're dealing with, or we don't know exactly what they're dealing with right now. So they want people to stay back. They don't want them taking too many photos or videos of the scene. And we do know that many roads around Lafayette Square are closed because of this. Right now, we're going to go over to Desiree Wiley, and she can give us a little bit more information about that area and what you can avoid.
All right, Laura. Well, bear with me. Let me adjust the map so viewers can see what's going on right now. There is that hostage situation. It is at the corner of Broadway and Ellicott, so that's that blue circle there on your screen. Broadway is running right down the middle of that. Let me help you out and label that on your screen. Here is Broadway. The next line that I will draw is Oak Street. So WKBW crews are just up the street at Broadway and Elm, which will be this label right here for you. So we're about 2 blocks back from where everything is actually taking place. So you got Broadway blocked off between Ellicott and Elm Street, and Lafayette Square also. You're being advised to avoid that area. Back to you, Laura.
Okay, thank you, Desiree. And we're going to check back in with Clay Moden. He's from WYRK. He's in the RAM building, which is nearby, and Clay has a vantage point of that whole area. Clay, good morning.
Good morning, Laura. Yeah, we are probably just about 150 yards from the other building. Bird's eye view of what's going on just across the parking lot. I can clearly see the SWAT team in action. As I heard you mention, we probably don't want to mention a lot of what we're seeing, but there's been a lot of SWAT activity. I've even seen some police cruisers from as far away as Hamilton. Speculation is that they're also part of the SWAT team practice that's going on here today. But this is definitely a serious situation. I'm watching a lot of the police around the perimeter kind of shush away pedestrians as they're walking toward the lot that's below us. Really, this thing it's definitely handled pretty. The SWAT team, they've got a great handle on what's happening here, and it seems that they've got everything controlled as far as we know. Nothing like escalated since 2 hours ago.
All right, thank you so much, Clay Moden from WYRK, for weighing in on this. We appreciate it. He's right near the scene. Right now, we're going to go back live to 7 Eyewitness News reporter Rachel Alzafon and to 7 Eyewitness News reporter Hannah Bueller there with Mike DeGeorge, the Buffalo Police spokesperson.
Just before 9:30 this morning, I believe at 9:23, Buffalo Police responded to a hostage call in the first block of Broadway. It is an active situation at this time. Buffalo Police SWAT, hostage management team have been called to the scene. Buffalo Police are being assisted by NFTA and Erie County Sheriffs. And as I've said earlier, police are urging all people to stay away from the area if you don't need to be in the area. There are a number of streets in and around the area that are closed off, including Broadway, Washington, Oak, Elm. All of those streets are shut off to some extent. Questions?
Mike, how many hostages are inside?
Hannah, the only I'll say right now is that it's a armed standoff and it's an active situation.
It's been going on for a few hours now.
2 hours, Brian. Yes.
Any idea of how long this might take?
I have no indication, Brian. You know, obviously, police want a peaceful outcome, and I would just say that it's been about 2 hours so far. SWAT and hostage management are at the scene right now, and I believe trying to talk to the individual.
Have there been any shots fired? Have there been any shots?
I'm not aware of that, Kevin.
What was the initial call?
I would just say that police responded to a hostage call at about 9:23 in the first block of Broadway, Mike.
No details about the call?
Just right now, police have responded to a hostage call.
Mike, tell us.
What I just said was that it is an armed standoff situation.
Mike, how about the people who are in the buildings here? I mean, are these people allowed to leave their buildings? Have buildings been evacuated?
I'm not aware, Hannah, of any evacuations per se, but I think police are monitoring the situation, and as you have seen, there are police almost at every street corner in and around the area. Yes, Claudine?
We're told possibly 2 people inside. Do you know for sure?
I just can't confirm that right now.
Mike, is there any relationship between the person and the person inside?
I'm just not aware of that right now. Anything else? We good?
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Will we get another update soon?
Well, Laura, there you have it. Buffalo Police spokesperson Mike DeGeorge speaking with the media at this hour, talking about the apparent hostage situation here in downtown Buffalo. Again, this hostage call coming through just after 9:30 this morning. Again, we're being told that neighboring businesses not necessarily evacuated at this point, but Buffalo Police urging everyone to stay clear clear of this area. No shots fired, but this is an active hostage situation. We'll continue to keep you updated online and at WKBW.com. We're live in Buffalo. Hannah Buehler, 7 Eyewitness News.
And again, we're going to continue to follow the situation live with team coverage. We'll have more updates when we come back.